he's kind of worth all the hype. I'm interested to see how AJ Green's health is. I mean, we really haven't seen him on a football field in kind of a year and a half, 2 years. So I'm interested to see those two. And then, of course, my darling, Mr. Joe Mixon, going to be tearing it up. So it's obviously more about my excitement for wanting to see Joe Burrow and AJ Green back on the field.
Sure.
But it's a high-flying offense. Last year they passed the ball a ton. They were willing to move the ball and really kind of go after it. And, we're going to see what they're kind of made of. So
okay.
They're a team I'm excited to watch. The team I'm not excited to watch would be Tampa Bay. I just think there's too much hype there. I'm not fully bought into
I kind of feel that too,
And Mike Evans is hurt. I think that's a detriment. Now, not to say that this team isn't going to be good. They were already on the cusp last year, but they're a team I'm not buying into all the season hype this year. I still think they're going to be a good team. I think they could certainly compete for the NFC South.
Oh, it would be really surprising if they wound up with a losing record. I don't know if Brady's ever been on a team with a losing record.
At least not when he's been the starter.
Not when the starter, right?
So I mean, there was a couple years, like a year he broke his leg. I think they finished like 7-9 or something like that. That was Matt Castle.
Mm-hmm.
But can't really fault him. He broke his leg week 1 or something like that.
Right.
So
no, absolutely. I think those are really good shout outs. And I took a very similar path for who I'm keeping an eye on as far as your look at offense. Originally, I was looking at Dallas. They are a team can be really good this year, but I don't know if that's going to be surprising. They've been kind of building up that way. They have now the Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott duo is now more of like a veteran duo. It's been around for a number of years. They know how to play the game and be successful, and then they have some great offensive weapons and can have a solid defense. That's going to be a good team. So I really actually wound up walking away from that pick, and I wanted to say the most impressive team that may surprise people, Arizona Cardinals, because they have a strong
it's a good pick.
Wide receiver core. Looking at power rankings right now, and Kyler Murray said last month that the wide receiver trio of DeAndre Hopkins, don't forget he's there now, Christian Kirk, and a little name like Larry Fitzgerald, can all surpass 1,000 yards this season. That's what he's picking. So that means he's ready to go throw the ball. That's going to be pretty cool to see, and they're not so bad at the running back position either with Kenyon Drake. So it's going to be they could be a good team.
And Chase Edmonds backing him up. Even if Kenyon Drake ends up injured, which he's had some history, Chase Edmonds is a super solid backup. I put him in the backup category of like Alexander Madison behind Dalvin Cook and Pollard behind Zeke.
Yeah.
Those are elite backups.
Yeah. I'm not surprised, though. I think it's a really great call for Cincinnati. They are probably better than we think, especially coming off of a season that they had last year, but they've made some improvements, some real changes on the team. But, of course, you had to call your guy, Joe Mixon, which wound up on my fantasy team, by the way. If anyone is listening and heard the fantasy draft episode, was giving Eric a little flack on him. I had the 11th pick, which I think you did in that episode. And sure enough, Joe Mixon is available right there.
Yeah,
I had to take your advice on that one. Let's get into the lightning standings of the episode. We're talking baseball on this one because we haven't touched base on those guys in a while as far as the rankings go and where everyone sits. I'm already looking at a couple of clubs that are surprising. If you were saying that some of these first place teams for last year, it would, especially in the AL, you would think, wow, what's happening out there? So, Eric, which would you like, the NL or AL?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the AL because that's what I got up. So I'm going to go ahead and start in the AL East. Tampa Bay Rays, 28-15, leading that division. Blue Jays, 4 games back, 24-19. Yankees, 6 back. That's definitely a surprise. They're just 1 game above 500, 22-21. Baltimore Orioles, who were picked to be one of the worst teams in baseball, got off to a really hot start, but now they're 2 games under 500. They're 20-22, 7.5 back. And then the Red Sox, bringing up the rear of that division, 15-29, 13.5 back. Moving into the Central, the White Sox, looking really good, man. This team can mash. There's been 1 or 2 times this year I've turned on a White Sox game, and I mean, this lineup is absolutely jacked top to bottom with people that can just absolutely crush the ball. White Sox leading the Central 27-16. Just one game back. You got the Cleveland Indians, also one game back. Our Cleveland Indians are 26-17. One game back at 27-18 is also the Minnesota Twins. 7 back is the Tigers, 19-22, and then the Royals bringing up the rear in that division, 16-28, 11.5 out of first place. Moving over to the West, we have the Oakland Athletics, 26-15, leading that division by 5.5 games over the Astros at 22-22 and even 500. The Mariners, 19-24, 8 games back. Angels, 17-27, 10.5 back, and the Rangers are bringing up the rear there at 15-27, 11.5 back. So 3 teams under 20 wins in the AL West.
All right. Yeah, it's not a surprise to see Oakland doing well, but taking over Houston. Yeah, it's kind of good to see Houston at 500 after the controversy that they've been living through. But it's a weird division to look at for sure with the differences there. Now, I have to say, my theory on Tampa Bay doing so well is because the difference between last year and this year of not having fans in the stands is
no different.
Yeah, no different. Harsh, cold. All right, let's get into the East, though. The NL. Atlanta sits on top of that, 25-18. 21-18 go to the Philadelphia Phillies. They've been on a tear lately with 7-3 in the last 10. Miami sitting in the middle at even 500, 19-19 record. 20-24 go to the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals, the defending champs. Oh no, 16-25. That is a good for 8 games back. Chicago Cubs are 25-19 ahead of the NL Central with the St. Louis Cardinals behind them, but playing several fewer games still. 18-17. That's only 1 game above 500. 19-22 for the Milwaukee Bucks. Not the Bucks, excuse me. The Brewers. Cincinnati Reds, 19-24, and the 14-27 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That is sitting 9.5 games back. Now, no surprise here in the West. This has been year over year now for a while. The LA Dodgers are sitting first place, 32-12, with a leading 101 run differential. That's crazy. That's a lot more than anyone else. Just for throwing that out there. Now, Slam Diego, though, is in second place, 28-17. That's good for 4.5 games back. I expect them to make a playoff appearance. I think they have what it takes right now. San Francisco, 23-21 for the Giants, 20-23 for the Colorado Rockies, and Arizona Diamondbacks at 15-29. Something else about MLB that we forgot to mention at the top of the episode. There have been a lot of high-scoring games lately, and just talking about Colorado, they suffered a big loss soon after that unwritten rule deal that happened to the Rangers. Did you see any of that?
I mean, I just saw their post-game tweet, which was pretty amazing.
Funny.
You know, stating that they normally have something positive to say about each game, whether they win or lose, and but they got absolutely crushed tonight, and it sucked. Moving on to tomorrow.
Just moving on, yeah. Got nothing.
And speaking of huge runs, I mean, let's not skip over the fact that the Braves scored more runs last night than they have wins. They scored 29 times last night, and they have 25 wins. So
that is a lot of runs.
Let's not skip over that.
Yeah, no, not at all. And it's been happening a lot, and also with balks. I've seen a lot of pitchers balking lately. I'm not sure what that's about, but
more than normal. I would certainly say that the rate's up a little bit.
Yeah, interesting.
At least it just seems that way.
Right. So just twitchy on the mound. I don't know, because they don't have as many days, or I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate as to what the cause is. Just happening. So makes
just 2020, man.
Just 2020. That's right. Well, how about some best games to watch? We already mentioned the NFL Week 1. Eric, who do you think is going to win this one? Chiefs or Texans?
If I'm picking against the spread, I'm going to take the Texans because they are laying 9 points.
Yeah, it is a big spread.
That is huge. If you don't know anything about spreads or things like that, you normally see them between like 3 and 5. And like 7's a massive amount of points. 9 is just tremendous. They do not expect this game to be close tonight.
No.
Straight up, I'm definitely taking the Chiefs. If I were picking against the spread, 9 points is a lot to lay down.
I'll take that bet, though. I think Chiefs are going to cover the spread.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. So
yeah. All right. Well, let's keep an eye on that one. Maybe I can break even on the Bucks and Heat bet that we had going on.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Anything else that's worth watching out there?
I mean, obviously the playoff games for the NHL and NBA. Yeah. Make sure you're watching the conference finals in the NHL, the semifinals, the conference semifinals in the NBA, and then the best matchup this week is going to be not St. Louis Rams. Oh wow, almost did that. Los Angeles Rams versus the Dallas Cowboys. That should be a super exciting Sunday night football game. So tune into that one.
All right, cool. Well, thanks guys for tuning in, and we'll be back actually in about another week because we want to break down the NFL and how we react to Week 1 and get excited on that because Eric's got a lot to say. You know, he's got opinions.
I do. Sometimes. All the time.
All the time. That's right. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Average Sports with Average Guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and tell your friends, and we'll see y'all next time.